Well, we are about to get another smashing thunderstorm come busting through here in about an hour, so I kind of shut down my living room flooring job. I have to set all the saw away from the rain and everything. But anyway, our tomato plants and everything are finally going gangbusters. All this rain we got, my God, the peas are climbing the fence. These Blue Lake beans finally decided to pop up. The radishes are about depleted. I've got quite a few out of there. I got like 3 bowls of them in the refrigerator. We replanted the cucumbers and they're going crazy. They were only about that tall about a week and a half ago. Now they're really going nuts. And our bell peppers, I never did replace the one that died. We'll just let these go. I've got to get in here and weed it out. But God, I tell you, it's just been raining, raining, raining. Anyway, I had to shut down the living room floor operation. We are making good progress on that. But with the rain coming, I told the wife I'm not going to set up the saw. We're going to go out. I'm going to go out and work on the Thunderbird a little bit. Maybe make a short video for our fans. Let's start out with a few things that have been derusted, primed, and painted. Our brackets are a little bit pitted. Our shock tower firewall brackets are a little pitted, but boy, I tell you what, compared to what I had, which was nothing, they're in good shape. And everything got derusted. They'll be fine, just the way they are. That's what's called refurbishment as opposed to restoration. And these are the clamps that hold those water drain tubes on. We're going to get those on today. So let's go out and take a look at the roofing tar that I put around here. Let's see if it's hardened up any. If so, I'll be able to put a coat of flat black on it. I'm going to keep this garage door open as long as I can. Oh, here's our hospice lady coming to visit wifey. And we'll go over here and take a look at our tar and see how we're doing. But we're supposed to get a pretty bad rain. I know it's sweeping across the entire state. Once again, God, let me see. Oh yeah, that's hardened up real well. Still a little bit soft here and there underneath, but it'll harden up over time. I think we can go ahead and put a little flat black on there and get those booties on. Alright, let's do it. Now when you put these things on here, make sure that the screw heads, and this is important, when you slip these things up over the those tubes sticking down from the firewall, make sure that your screw head is pointing toward the center of the motor. Otherwise the screw head will be this way, you won't be able to get a screwdriver on it, you know. The screw head has to be toward the motor. Alright, let's get this first one on. Well, that looks a whole lot better than it did originally, huh? Now, what I was talking about by that screwdriver, see, you have to get to the screw from over here. Otherwise, you could get it from the other side, but it would be kind of tough. It's a whole lot easier to put the screwdriver, it's a Phillips, from the spring side here and tighten it up. That looks real good. I'm real happy about that. Let's get the one on the other side now. Now these things can be a little cantankerous because you just don't have a whole lot of room to move down there. So what you have to do is you have to hook the bottom part on first. That part here. You hook that bottom on first, then push it up and then kind of bring it up around and over the top. It'll slip on pretty easy. I mean, they're not really a tight fit, but I'll tell you what, if you got big hands in particular, that thing's going to drop out. It's going to fall down in there. No big problem. I mean, it doesn't go very far, but it's just another one of those little nuisances that we don't have to put up with if we do it the right way. It's the bottom. Remember, hook it under the bottom first, down in the bottom, and then kind of bring it up over the top this way. Once you get it on there, and you get it up there real far. I'm talking about, I put mine on the other side up to about right there. I wanted it way up there, and of course this won't fit. Well, you know, it won't fit through the thing. You say, well, put this on first. No. Just go ahead and squeeze it together, and it'll slip through. Okay, you can get it right through like that, no problem at all. Joe says, "Hi, John. I had a 1993 Corvette I was trying to trade for a Thunderbird, and I finally found someone who wanted to trade. So I went over to see it. We made a deal, swapped, no money, worked out for me." A good deal. He says, "I don't have any history on the car, but it looks like it had been worked on before. The engine looked too clean to be original, so I tore it apart, and it was clean, so I put it back together. He said, I replaced almost everything. Water pump, fuel pump, radiator, intake manifold, and carburetor with an Edelbrock setup. It runs good now. He says, I've replaced the shocks, brakes, and also the trunk floor. The rest of the metal is good. I just finished the interior, new rugs, fixed the door panels, that is, and went through most of the vacuum lines. I had to go out and find the vacuum canisters, which were all removed for some reason, along with all of the air conditioning stuff. This has been quite a project so far, but I'm still not done, as you know from your own restoration. Joe. And there is the second one on the driver's side. I got to tell you guys, if you got big old fat glommy hands, you're going to have a tough time getting this one on. Fortunately, I'm a skinny little feller and I was able to get my hands down in there, but that is not easy. This wire bundle's in your way. And, you know, I would say probably if you got big meat hooks, you're probably going to have to remove the hinge. Good luck with that one. And this is our new and improved fusible link block. With the fusible link, I went ahead and painted this, and went ahead and sanded the block all down and gave it a good coat of flat black. And then after I got everything back together, I went ahead, I put new bolts in because the holes were reamed out really bad, and I had to drill the hole out a little bigger in the block, put some brand new bolts in there, and they're large. I think they're called sheet metal bolts. Anyway, they look good. I went ahead and sprayed it with some nice clear to keep it from rusting after I got it all together and tightened down, and I think she'll be good to go. Something I've done that I don't like and I'm going to change. You'll notice that everything in the engine compartment that was painted black was a semi-gloss or a satin. This is a semi-gloss, this is a satin. And then along comes this big old stupid shiny thing, you know. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this with a clear coat of satin. Well, that looks a whole lot better, being a little more subdued, not so, you know, big and shiny. It now matches the brackets. Anyway, you know, small item, but, you know, I wanted them to be a little, I just didn't want all that glossy, shiny look. I thought I liked it at first, but the more I got looking at everything else, it was like, nah. You can also see that our throttle plate is now back on. It was previously missing from the engine, thanks to Bill out in Oklahoma and our good buddy up in Michigan, old George H. By the way, these holes and at the ends of the bracket, this one here in particular, over the years has been wallered out. And wallered out this way. These are elongated holes back and forth like this, so you can adjust them before you tighten down on the nuts. And but that one was wallered this way. The only thing I can think of was this one was acting as a pivot while this thing was moving left and right. I don't know. I can't imagine why it would be wallered out in this direction instead of that direction. But anyway, what we're going to do to prevent that as much as possible in the future, we're going to go ahead and use flat washers, because this thing here was wallered out pretty far, you know, and I was afraid that the nut might even slip down through there, and I didn't like that idea. Anyway, these nuts have the built-in star washers on them. They're the combination ones. I like those a lot. They really are. I'm not sure what they had originally. Some kind of stuff, because it gripped the metal and put big indentations in it. Now at the other end, where it attaches to the firewall up there near the cowl, this screw goes. These bolts go down through right into those keeper things there, and apparently there never was a lock washer underneath the head of these bolts. I don't like that idea. I don't like leaving that just like that. This is old metal, and you know, these bolts they're a little bit wobbly in there. We're going to go ahead and put some lock washers under there. The lock washers will be on top of the cowl metal, because the cowl will sit here like this. So we'll go ahead and put those lock washers on top. I feel a lot better that way. I don't want a waller situation like we had down on these here. At long last, we have our flexible brake lines on both sides of the car connected to the bracket that we screwed to the frame or bolted in. This is the bracket I made out of that aluminum bar. This works real great. I have no problem at all. All we have to do now is bring the metal brake line in. It'll loop around and screw in from this side. Kind of a strange affair. But it loops around into a little J-hook almost and screws in this way. So all we need to do now is get rotors and a caliper on each side. Well, I hope everybody had a really nice Memorial Day. This is how our Memorial Day is ending. Another rainstorm, thunderstorms just will not stop. I don't know why we're still here. We should have floated away a long time ago. We also have our gas pedal throttle linkage hooked back up to the firewall. And the carburetor is all connected with all the linkage. We're good to go on that. And the wire bundle from the neutral safety switch that comes up over the top of the bell housing, you can see it right there. I've got it through the clamp on the bell housing, so that's good to go. And then from there it's run up, and I also have another clamp that I put on at the corner of the valve cover right there, right where my finger's at. Well, it's the next day, the 27th, which is Wednesday. And I was supposed to get the rotors today. UPS was supposed to deliver them by 9 o'clock tonight. And I've been waiting and waiting. I figured they'd be here late. Well, guess what? I now get a message on the internet that says, oh, sorry, it's not going to be until the 1st of June. 11 days for UPS to get my rotors from California to Arkansas. That's pitiful. I know there's a coronavirus thing going on, but 11 days is excessive. Especially every single day they're telling me, yeah, it'll be there on the 27th. Well, it didn't arrive on the 27th, which is no big deal. I would have rather them told me a couple of days ago it's not going to be until the 1st of June, instead of just let me hang to the last minute. Anyway, not much I can do about it, so I'm going to have to close this video up without the rotors. I wanted everybody to see the rotors. But I will show you a couple of items, new additions to the shop. I went out and I said, I need a portable tire changer, and I kept looking at these things that are sold by Harbor Freight. And, you know, I know what the weaknesses are, and I'm going to go ahead and fix those. These two arms right here, this arm here and this arm here, when you force this lever down, they have a tendency to spread apart. You know, which is to be expected, you know. So one guy I saw, he had a good idea. He took a piece of diamond plate and he welded it across here, a little piece of diamond plate like that to keep these things from spreading. And there's a couple other things I can do. Put a pad underneath it so it doesn't, on the bottom where the tire fits, so it doesn't dig into the wheel, you know, the metal wheel when you put it on there. And a couple things like that, you know, not that big a deal. And I'll have to drill a couple holes. I like this because it's portable. It can be moved around the shop, and I will never, ever, ever again take my car to Walmart for any reason. No oil changes, no grease jobs, no tires changed, no flats fixed, nothing. Those guys are horrible, just horrible. I have sworn off of Walmart. Anyway, on their automotive section, that is, it's non-existent. It's just there in name only, as far as I'm concerned. And the second thing I have, so I got to get this set up, and there's another thing I'll be buying that goes along with this at Harbor Freight in the fairly near future. And then this thing here came through the mail the other day. It's called a Chemo ratchet wrench. I really like the box it came in. Man, it's nifty. Got a big old Chemo there. I've never heard of it, but it came through the mail. And it came from our son John. He bought one for himself. Said he did a lot of research on it. And he said he'd give it a shot too. So he bought two. One for me, one for him. And I'll tell you, it's heavy. It really is heavy. And comes with an extra battery. It's not electric, I don't think. I don't know if it is. No, it's just 12 volt. It's a 12 volt deal. Would have been nice if they'd have put an electric plug in there somewhere where we could have used it too, but I don't know. But that's kind of cool. And it comes with, you know, a bunch of sockets. I like that. He said he was doing some project up there, and he's got thinking. He said, God, if I had a ratchet wrench, it would sure be a whole lot faster doing this stuff. So he bought one, and he said, I'll bet Dad would like one for his Thunderbird as well. Well, he's right. I put off buying one of these, for over a year now. I came so close to buying them. I said, well, I'll just use the ratchet, save the money for parts. I need parts. I need tire changers. So we'll go ahead and call it quits for now. That's it. Sorry about no rotors, not my fault. But we did accomplish a lot this time. I really did want those rotors and those brake calipers on. And what can I say? And I have a few more items to order, and then we'll hopefully come back and we'll have at least some of that stuff. So until next time, this is John. By the way, for the men and ladies, primarily the ladies who happen to like lilies, I don't know what they are, I think they're lilies. The wifey's little flowers are really coming out great this year. They're in a wash bucket we've had there for a long time, but they bloom, but never like this. It's all this rain we've been getting, I know it is, plus I fertilized it real good in the fall. Threw a little more in the spring, it's really helped. Look at the color of those babies. Amazing or what? Just really rich. There's some in the middle here that are supposed to be, she said they might come out kind of a yellow or orange. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. But whatever we have now is enough to satisfy me. That looks really pretty. They got such a great smell to them. Usually flowers don't have a smell anymore.